previous session. So we just started with xpath, how to create an xpath. One, what is the syntax of xpath? So syntax xpath will always starts with the two forward slashes, followed by the tag name, followed by open square bracket, at the rate, attribute or property is equal to the value of it, and close the bracket. Okay, this is the syntax of xpath. And if you want to use multiple properties, so with one property, you are not able to find the exact element. If you want to find with multiple properties, you can do that. How you can do is tag name, attribute attribute 1 is equal to value 1. You can use either and or at the rate attribute 2 is equal to value 2, and or like this, you can use any number of attributes to find a particular element. In yesterday's session, apart from these attributes, we have seen one more method that we can use in xpath, which is text method. Text method will help you to use the content that is displayed on the UI. So to check the content that is displayed on the UI, you can use this text method, right? So these things we have seen in our previous session. Let me show the PPT. So in xpath, we have seen like if you want to use multiple properties, you can use either and or keywords to separate the properties. So this is how you can use it. This is the syntax for it. And the next one is starts with or ends with. Okay, so we will see that. And this is the syntax for it. / tag name bracket starts hyphen with at the rate attribute comma value. Here you will not use is equal to, you just use the comma to separate these two things. We'll see one example. Let's use the Amazon website only. So this one at the rate starts with is a new one more method in xpath that we use if you want to find any attributes. So starts with is a method, okay, which takes the parameter like at the rate attribute comma value. Okay, so this is one method. Starts with is a method. So if you want to find any attribute that is starting with this value, whatever you are providing here. So you want to find an attribute which is starting with this value and whose tag name. So suppose this is one thing. So whose tag name is so and so. So some particular tag name whose attribute is starting with this value. If you want to find it, then you will use this method starts with. The same way we have ends with. I think ends with is no more in use. We are using starts with and contains. There is one more method called contains. Okay. So if you want to find any tag with attribute that contains a particular value, then you can use this contains method. We will see these two methods now. So starts with contains. We will see these two. Suppose see where we use generally means some attribute values. Suppose if you say ID is my attribute. First time when I am loading the page, the ID value is suppose 1, 2, 3 demo. This is the value. Second time when I'm loading the same page, the ID is dynamic and it is changing. It is coming like this, demo 456. Third time when I'm loading the page, it is coming like this, 56 demo. So in this case, I want to use this ID attribute in order to find that particular web element. I want to use this ID and find a particular element. But the values are changing dynamically whenever. So for every time when you are loading the page, the id value is changing, the id values are changing. So in that case, how you can use is, so and so tag name, I don't want to use any, it can be any tag name like input or whatever it might be. I cannot use the starts with, because continuously it is not starting with the same thing. But I can use this contains method. So tag name at the contains at the rate id is equal to demo. So I want to filter the tags that contains what it attribute id is equal to demo. So this will fix my issue. So I'm not worried about the starting and ending. Okay, I'm worried about if the id contains this demo, then go and find that particular web element. This is what we are instructing to the driver, right? So what we are telling, if the id contains demo, so and so tag name, let it be input tag. So go and find the input tag whose attribute id contains this value, contains demo. So this is what we are trying to do here. Okay, if you want to use starts with, so accordingly based on, so you have to create your own logic, which one you have to use. See, you can use either contains or starts with, depending on this dynamic values. Depending on the dynamic values it is generating, based on that you can use either starts with or contains or text. So you have these four methods, so whichever you want you can use that one accordingly. Okay, now we will see one by one. So this is Amazon website. Let me search with, sorry, let me search with one. Here we have spec. Okay, let me do one more. Okay, here. So tag can be anything. So let me take span tag at the rate. Sorry, contains. Just a minute. Let me complete it. I'll try to explain it. One second. Instead of this, there is some syntax issue. Let me correct it. Mm, it's the same thing. Oh, sorry. If I'm using contains, I should not use equal to. Yes. See, So here, I think you're able to see this one, right? Whatever I have written here, are you able to see this one? So what I want to search is, I want to find all the web elements uh, whose tag name is span and display text contains bounty. Display text contains bounty. So this one I want to search. So don't want to give the complete thing. I want to search all the span tags in this HTML which contains the display text as bounty. So here, bounty coconut miniatures chocolate pack 170 grams, and the other one is here somewhere you have. Where is it? Going, I need to still go down. This there are two results. I want to show you both. So this is first one. This is first one. One is milk chocolate and the other one is miniature chocolate. So these are the two. So this contains bounty. So this result is displayed. See, this is the second result, bounty miniature milk chocolate. The first result is this one. So here, what I want to show you is we can use the contains method. If you don't have the idea of exact thing, you can use the contains word. So in future, if this is changing, suppose this 170 grams is getting changed, it is 220 grams or something like that. But your code should work. In that case, you can use contains. So you can just use the contains as well. So if you want to use the same thing for any particular attribute, you can use that. So as this is a method, I just gave text comma bounty. For any attribute, you can just give the attribute name here. So for any attribute, if you want to use, you can simply give @attribute name, comma value. So this is how you can use. Clear all of you? All of you, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So this is how you can use contains, or if you want to use the starts with also. So I want to find all the span tags which whose display text starts with bounty. Okay. So I want to find this. So it is it is giving two results. So two span tags are there in in this HTML whose display text starts with bounty. Starts with bounty. Okay. Or if you want to check with contains again, I'll give this one, contains milk chocolates you want. So I'll give like this. So I want to find all the span tags whose display text contains milk. Okay. So there are 21 results. Cadbury Dairy Milk Silk Chocolate. So like this, you have 21 results in this web page. So in this case, if you want to filter and you are not aware of the complete thing, you just remember, you just want to filter based on some particular thing, then you can use either contains or starts with, or I don't think ends with is working. So you can use starts with, contains. These two things you can use. Okay, clear all of you? So in this case, I don't want to give complete text. I want to search for only the milk. If the display milk related chocolates I want to search, I can do it like this. Okay. You can use this one in your code wherever you want, depending on the requirement. So that is about the starts with. I don't think ends with is still working. So it is, I didn't remove this one from the PPT. Now so this contains we have seen just now. So tag name contains @attribute comma value. This is how you can use. Clear all of you?
Yes.
So next one is XPath hierarchy. This is the hierarchy. So if you assume this one as the current tag, this is the current tag. Okay. In this one, if A is the parent and B is the ancestor, C is the child and D is the descendant. F and E are siblings. F is the preceding sibling, that means older one. E is the younger one. A elder sibling and younger sibling. You can think like that. So if this is the hierarchy, from me, you can traverse to A, you can traverse to B, you can traverse to F, you can traverse to E. The same way you can traverse to C and you can traverse to D. Okay. From here, you can go to the top of the hierarchy. You can go to the extreme left, extreme right, and extreme bottom of the hierarchy. So however you want, you can navigate just by using the XPath. How we can navigate? How we can navigate is there are few methods in XPath. So if you want to go to the parent, this is the method that you can use. This is the key. You can say it as a keyword, not the method. Ancestor is the keyword that you can go use in order to go to your ancestor. If you want to go to the descendant, you can use this keyword. Preceding sibling, this is one more keyword. Following sibling keyword, child keyword. So you can use any of these keywords if you want to navigate to either parent or ancestor or child or descendant, following sibling and preceding sibling. These keywords you can use in your XPath and navigate accordingly. Okay. So in order to show this demo, I have asked you to in Make My Trip. I gave you one exercise thing like in Make My Trip. 1 second. In Make My Trip website, I asked you to locate trains, right? So did anybody get a chance to work on it? Did anybody try this one? I have asked you to locate this particular trains in Make My Trip. Did anybody get a chance to do that? Okay, so let me explain it. So there is some special thing in this website because they want to hide something or they don't want to disturb the UI. So what they have did, all these web elements, they have overlapped with one div tag. So if you do it normally, like if you want to automate this kind of application, you cannot do it directly. There is a way, there is an approach to do that. So we will discuss. First, we will try with locating this particular web element. Okay, from here, we will try to navigate to preceding siblings, following siblings. We will try to navigate to parent, ancestor, child, and descendants. Okay, so now I want to locate this particular trains. Let me first inspect this element. Okay, yeah. So here, this particular trains text is available in a span tag whose class is this one. Okay, so if I want to search, if I want to write XPath, I have to use the I have to use this span tag whose class is this one. Let me copy this. We will go one by one, so don't worry. First, I'm using this span tag. At the rate attribute is class, which is equal to this one, right? But with this, if I use this, let's see how many results we are getting. We are getting 9 results. What are these? Flights, hotels, homestays, holiday packages, trains, buses, cabs, forex, charter flights, and activities. Okay, so these are the 9 results. That means all these 9 web elements are written in the same style. So they have used the same style to write all these 9 web elements. To display all these 9 web elements, they have used the same style. So with the class alone, you cannot find a particular web element. Now what you have to do? If you go a bit up, so how you can find the parent and child? So if you see here, I'm expanding this one and collapsing this one, expanding this, collapsing this, expanding, collapsing. So when you collapse, so this span tag is a child of this anchor tag. This anchor tag is a child of this div tag. This div tag is a child of li tag. So this is the hierarchy, right? So under this li is the child of ul tag. Ul stands for unordered list. Let me explain this list tag. So ul means unordered list. It is a list, but it is unordered. So in this list, you will have list items. So list item, li stands for list item. Okay. In this list item, they are dividing into divisions. So first part is the image, whatever image they are inserting, that one. The next part, they are writing the text. Suppose for flights, they have inserted flight image. Under that, they are writing the text as flights. So this is how they are dividing. So there are 9 list items here. The first one is flight, second one is homestays, third one is hotels, I think. Yeah, something like this. So they have written 9 list items here, which is unordered list. So this, under this unordered list, you will have 9 list items like this. So the parent is ul. Under this ul, you will have 9 children, 9 list items. Under this list item, you will have div and span. So this is the hierarchy. Clear, all of you? So first is ul. Under this ul, there are 9 list items. Under this list item, you will have 2 or 3. As of now, I could see only div and span mainly. So under this span, you may have the anchor. And under this anchor, you will have this span tag. So this is the hierarchy. The same thing for one more li tag. You will have the div, anchor, and span like this. So this is the hierarchy. As of now, you are under the root. You are under the root. So for all these span tags, they provided only one attribute called class. So when you are trying to find with this class, it is resulting all the 9 list items. It is displaying all the 9 list items. Now what you have to do, you have to be more specific. You can go either to 1 level upper or 2 level upper. So this is the immediate parent for this span tag. If you want to go a bit higher, this is the ancestor. So if you go to parent, you have this following sibling. So you can use any of this, but you have to find this specific web element. Okay. Now we will see how we can find. So as of now, with this XPath, you are able to find 9 list items: flights, hotels, homestays, holiday packages, and trains. Now I want the exact thing. There is one approach. You can use the display text like this. So how you can use? You can use and text equal to trains. This is one approach. So now you have only one result. Okay. So this is one result. This is one XPath. Otherwise, you can do one more thing. If you go 2 levels up, so this is your span tag. The immediate parent is anchor tag. And to this span tag, the ancestors are this div tag and li tag. So I want to go to this li tag. From this span tag, I want to navigate to li. So here I have 2 more attributes here, which is with which I can exactly find this particular web element. So I can use this class or data -cy with, so it has menu -trains. I can use this class and find this particular web element. So what I can do, so instead of, so this is one way to find that particular element, or otherwise, what I can do, I can simply use ancestor to this span tag whose class is menu hyphen trains. I can use that one. So just use double slash in order to differentiate these two. Ancestor, you have to use double colon and the tag name li. Here you can give your attributes at the rate class is equal to menu underscore trains. Now you see, you found only one value. So this is how you can find. You can use this ancestor keyword. So for this span tag, you have to find the ancestor, which is li tag, and which contains an attribute class equal to menu trains. This is how you can find. Is it clear, all of you? This is how you can navigate to the ancestor. So as of now, I am in span tag. So till here, I am in span tag. So till here, I am in span tag. From this child, I want to go to ancestor. Ancestors, I want to go. So how I can go? Just use this keyword ancestor, double colon, li tag. So the ancestor tag is li. So I have to use the tag name, open bracket, at the rate, attribute. So what is the attribute? Class equal to menu underscore trains. Even this also is a valid xpath. If you don't want to use this class, you can use data hyphen cy. Data hyphen cy attribute also you can use. Okay, if I use data hyphen cy, you can use that also. That is also a valid xpath. Clear, all of you? So from 9 results, just so if you use just this span thing alone, it was showing 9 results, right? Let me remove this one. Control X. Okay, with this, it was showing 9 results, but I want specifically this trains. I want specifically this trains. I don't want to depend on the display text because today it is trains, tomorrow it can be anything else. I want to use these properties. In that case, what I will do, I'll go to the ancestors. I'll go 1 level, 2, 3 levels up. Here it is 2 levels up. So the immediate parent is A. For A, div is the parent. For div, li is the parent. So if I want to navigate like that, I have used the keyword ancestor double colon li, whose attribute data hyphen cy is equal to menu underscore trains. Clear, all of you? All of you? Is it clear? All of you, is it clear, all of you? This is one way. This is the same thing if you want to do with descendant or a sibling, preceding sibling, following sibling, you can do that. Just use that keyword like this. So you have to separate two different things with double slashes. You have to separate two things with double slashes. Okay. So this is the child and this is the ancestor. So you have to separate with double slashes. Or otherwise, if you can see this one, so this is the span tag which we have used. So the preceding sibling. So under A has 2 children. This is the first span tag and this is the second child. First child, second child. So this anchor tag is having 2 children, right? Anchor tag is having 2 children. Span and span. This is the first tag and this is the second tag. First child, second child. So I want to use this second, I want to navigate to this second child by using the first child. Okay, I can do that. So you have CH trains with it in the class. So with which you can easily find this tag. Okay, so let me show you that way as well by using the preceding sibling. Let me copy this one. Preceding hyphen sibling. Preceding sibling tag name is span only. Tag name is span, but attribute is class. Class equal to this one. Now, if I search, it will result only one. It will show only one result because using this class, there will be this class is used by only trains. See the naming. If you give proper naming, it will help you. See, trains, trains. This is the class that this span tag contains. So it will be specific to trains. That is why if you want to specifically find a particular web element, you can use this class also. So for this span tag, whose preceding sibling, the upper one. Preceding means the upper one. If after this span, if you have any child, you can use following sibling. As of now, for this span tag, the preceding sibling is this span tag. This span tag whose class is this one. Clear all of you? Any confusion? So I want to show you different ways of writing XPath for a particular web element. First way I have shown you by using the display text. Second, I have shown you how to navigate to ancestor and find a particular web element. Now I am showing you using preceding sibling how you can find a particular web element. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. Because if you get confused at this point, then XPath will be difficult. If you have any doubts, you can ask. All of you, is it clear? Saujanya, Karthik, Mahendra, Manoja, Pratima, Srija, Dinesh, all of you, is it clear?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So this is a preceding sibling. This is how you can write the XPath. So let's take this example and write a program. Think now you are familiar with this line, so I'm going fast here. Now driver dot get. Let me take https colon www.makemytrip.com. Okay, once I get this page, once I get this page, I'm asking the driver to find element by dot xpath. This is the xpath. With this xpath, I want the driver to find that web element. And now after finding, perform the click operation on it. Okay, so this is what I want to perform. Here, xpath is fine. Xpath is correct because using this xpath, we are able to see the result here. So with this xpath, we are able to see the result. It is showing only one result. Okay. Now, this will not work. Why? Because I'll tell you. Let me run this program. So it found that element trains is highlighted, see, but it will not be able to, oh, it clicked. It is not getting overlapped. Huh? Super. So initially it was on trains. It will be displayed like this. So now it identified the trains and performed the click operation on it. perform the click operation on it. Okay, so let me rerun this program and show you. What's this? I'll rerun this program. Observe now. So initially it was on flights. Now it identified the trains and clicked on that trains. So previously, how it was like, all the web elements. So this complete web page was overlapped by div tag. So there was one tag in Make My Trip website. It was that div tag will cover all this web elements. So if you want to perform click on this trains, it was throwing some error like this web element is overlapped by one another web element, so you cannot perform the click operation on this. That was the error it was throwing, but now it is working fine. So there is one more way to do this. Let me introduce JavaScript executor. JavaScript executor, JE is equal to okay. So in that case, what we used to do is, so if one tag is overlapping the other one, or if something is overlapping this one, you cannot perform the click operation. I'll tell you one more example to show you that. So let me open Google website. So here I am trying to type something once, not here. Okay, let me open Google only. So in this website, you observe properly. Here there are two buttons, Google search, I am feeling lucky, and Google offered in Hindi, some languages it has provided. Okay, now you are able to see all this content. As soon as I click on this, whatever were displayed, Google search, I am feeling lucky, they are not visible anymore. They are hidden. They are hidden. So this drop down is hiding that particular web elements. See, so now they are visible. When I click on this, or when I type something here, they are getting hidden. So in that case, so if these web elements are hidden, in some cases, when you are performing click operation on this Google search, it won't work because it is hidden by these elements. So they are getting hidden by these elements. So in that case, you cannot perform the click operation on Google search button, which is displayed below this drop down. In that case, what we do is we use JavaScript executor. So with normal driver, we cannot perform this operation. You cannot perform that click on that. So when you are searching for something, suppose I'm searching for driver, I'm not able to find. So for me, for the driver, the button which is displayed here is not visible. As of now, it is visible, but in this case, it is not visible. What we have to do is, so driver will not be in a position to perform the click operation on that button in this case. So what we have to do, you may ask me, you can click on this button, right? No. If my requirement is I have to perform the click operation on this button only. If my testing is like that, so what is my testing scenario? Perform a search with any keyword like driver or something, and you have to click on the Google search button, which is displayed on the home page. This is the home page, and once I search with the driver, I have to click on this Google search. You may give me one more alternative, like you can perform a click operation here and then click here. You can do that, but we have one more option to do it, which is done by the JavaScript executor. JavaScript executor, which is more powerful. See, even if the button which you found is not visible, if it is not visible also, JavaScript executor can go and click on that element. Even if it is hidden also, JavaScript executor will allow you to click on the hidden elements as well. hidden elements as well. So JavaScript executor, that is the beauty of the JavaScript executor. Even if the web element is hidden, you can still perform the activities whatever you want using the JavaScript executor. So this is the syntax of creating an object for JavaScript executor. See, driver is an object of type WebDriver, right? So this is WebDriver. So this driver is of type WebDriver. You have to convert it to JavaScript executor. Casting has to be done. So that is why this is one more way of conversion. You can simply add the class name before that object like this within the brackets. Then this driver object will be converted to JavaScript executor. So the driver will now be converted to JavaScript executor. So now what we are doing, so if you want to perform the same element, so you are finding the driver.find element and click. Normally it won't work. It will throw an error saying that this particular web element is hidden by, it is overlapped by some other web element. But today it works for it. So well and good. If it doesn't work, so what you have to do is, let me remove this click operation here and return it as web element. Web element trains is equal to this one. Let me import this. Now, using JavaScript executor, I want to perform the click operation on this particular web element. So driver will be able to find, but if it is hidden, it cannot click. If it is hidden, it cannot click. Even if it is hidden, I want to perform the click operation on it. So in that case, we can use the JavaScript executor. How we can do is, observe carefully, je.execute. No, execute. There is one method. So from where it imported this one? Oh, this is some other import. It imported the wrong one. That is why we are not able to see it. Let me import from JavaScript executor. JavaScript executor from org OpenQA Selenium. So let me import this one. Okay, now je.execute. Execute script. This is one more method here. Execute script. So it will allow to execute the script. First, let me write these two arguments here. Then I'll explain what are this. Yes, this is done. So what is this line? What is this line? Okay. So here, J is an object of JavaScript executor from org.openqa.selenium package. Okay. So with this object, I want to execute a method called execute script is a method. So which takes n number of parameters. It can take any number of parameters. The first parameter is the command that you want to execute. The command that you want to execute. From the second parameter, this will be arguments. So it will be an array. From second, it will be an array. Any number of elements you can give. So this is array of arguments. So this is the name of the array. This will act as arguments of 0. Third parameter will act as arguments of 1. Fourth parameter will act as arguments of 2. Like this until arguments of n minus 2. Okay. So this will act as an array. From the second parameter, it will act as an array. What is that array? String array. It is a string array. Okay. How many parameters you want to give, you can give. The second one will act as arguments of 0, third one arguments of 1, fourth one arguments of 2. Like this, it will continue. Now, whatever you want to execute, that command you will write as a first parameter to this method. So first parameter, what I have written, args of 0, arguments of 0 on this element. What I want to do? I want to perform the click operation. So what is the second parameter that I have passed? Trains. This is what I have passed. What is this train? Web element which we have found. Web element which the driver has found. So on this web element, I want to perform the click operation. So I have given arguments of 0 dot click. What is arguments of 0? It is trains. Trains is a web element which driver has found. Trains dot click. So if I have given the trains as third argument, so you can use args of 1. Okay, how many parameters you want to pass, you can pass it. That is the beauty of the JavaScript executor. So in this method, how many parameters you want to pass, you can pass. So how you can use all these parameters is like this. So if you want to access the third parameter, you can use args of 1. If you want to access seventh parameter, you can use args of 5, like this. So how many parameters you want to, you can pass, and you can access all of them like this. But the first one will be the command which has to be executed. So what is the command that we are writing? Args of 0 dot click. What is args of 0? It is trains. Trains is the web element that we have found. See, if you observe this code now, this trains is the web element which you have found using this xpath. So once you found this element, you want to perform the click operation, right? So args of 0 dot click. So on this arguments of 0, what is the args of 0, which is trains? On this web element, you want to perform the click. So args of 0 dot click. This is how you can execute using the JavaScript executor. Is it clear, all of you? So let me run this program. So both will do the same thing. Oh. I have defined the arguments. Arg of 0 or args of 0. Let me check it. I think it should be args of 0 only. Let me run it. Just a second. Sorry. It is arg, not args or arg, arguments of 0. Let me check with this one now. Let me run it now. See, now it worked. So it is not args, it is arguments of 0, arguments of, if you write one more parameter here, say welcome, some string you are passing. So you can access this parameter, third parameter, by using arguments of 1. So if you want to access this one, you can access it using arguments of 1. If you have n number of parameters here, you can access it by this array. Okay, as of now, you want to use only arguments of 0. On this web element, you want to perform the click operation. This is how you can do it. Clear, all of you? JavaScript executor, it is more powerful than the WebDriver. So even if the web element is hidden or disabled, whatever it might be, if you want to perform any particular action on that hidden or disabled one, you can do it using the JavaScript executor. Okay, this is one more added feature. So Selenium has provided. Clear all of you? So for the next session, what you will do is you practice this one. For the next session, what is it is? As of now, I have shown you, sorry. As of now, I have shown you how to locate this particular web element, right? I have shown you different XPaths to find this particular web element. Now, what you will do is you try to locate this element, trains. Using these trains, you print the display text of preceding siblings and you print the display text of the following siblings. For trains, what are the preceding siblings? Holiday package, homestays, hotels, and flights are the preceding siblings. For trains, what are the following siblings? Buses, cabs, forex, charter flights, and activities. So you try to print the display text, whatever is displayed here. So that text, you try to print it in the output. All the preceding siblings and all the following siblings, you try to print it using the, just use the trains. Don't use the XPath of all these things and print the display text. First, you navigate to trains. Once you navigate, you try to find all these preceding siblings and all the following siblings and display the and print the display text in the output. So this will be your exercise part for the next session. I think you understood, right? So this, if I show you like this, okay. So this is the main parent tag, unordered list, whose class is make flex space font 12. Under this, you have 9 children. How you can identify is, if you see, you can see an horizontal line here, right? Horizontal line. Are you able to see it here? Where I'm placing the mouse? My mouse, you observe. Let me remove this inspector. So here you could see a horizontal line. On this line, whatever it comes, it will be the siblings. Before this line, if there is something, so after this line, if there is any something like this, so after this vertical line, if there is anything, that will be the children of this tag. On this horizontal line, if something is coming, then they all are siblings. They all are siblings. Suppose, let me expand this li tag here. Okay. Oh, there's only one. So for this anchor tag, see on this horizontal line, let me check. So don't get confused between the siblings and parent child. So on this horizontal line, I didn't get any. Okay, let me try it here. For this div tag, there is no child here. See, all these three are siblings to div. So for all these three, div is the parent. So all these three are a single line. So this will act as sibling to each other. Okay. If all are aligned on the same line, they will be siblings. If they are coming after that line, they are children. Okay. So after this line, if any tags are coming, those will be the children. So now identify the flights. From these flights, you try to navigate to following and preceding siblings and try to display the display text on the output. Okay, that will be your exercise program for next session. Practice them. So if you practice on any e-commerce website only, you'll be very familiar with the XPaths. So simply, if I want to take the XPath of these trains, there are a lot of applications like BugPath or FirePath. There are a lot of applications which will give you the XPath. Just right click and copy as XPath. If you do this, it will give you the XPath. But I don't want to depend on that because sometimes it may give you a absolute path. So, but which we cannot use them in our code. So I want you to be familiar in writing the XPath, not in taking the XPath, whatever it is given by any third party applications. So if you go here, right click and copy as XPath, it will give you the XPath. So if you try to paste it, let me paste it here. So what it is giving, it is going to the root. In root tag is HTML. Under this HTML, go to body, go to the first div tag. Under that, go to the div tag, go under this div, go to the div tag 1. So like this, it is giving me from the root. This we call it as absolute path, right? Which we cannot use because in future, if there are any changes, this will not work. This will not work. For today's script, it will work, but tomorrow, if you want to use the same tag, if there are any changes in this hierarchy, this path will not work anymore. So that is why don't depend on third party applications which will generate the XPath. You have to be in a position to write your own XPath. Okay. So I want you to be very familiar with XPath with all these keywords which we have. I want you to be very familiar. So that is why you practice this one. If you are stuck anywhere, I'll try to explain it tomorrow. How you can navigate from one tag to the preceding ancestors, parent, or to the child, or following siblings or descendants, wherever you want, you can navigate. Okay. So that's all for today. We'll meet in the next session. Practice this one. Or if you want to still practice even more things, you can take one more website like Abibus or some website like this. You can take it. Here also, you could see a list of elements here. So try to find this GSRTC, and using this GSRTC, you try to find the preceding siblings and following siblings. Here, not only this, so you will have all these web elements here. This is a list. Okay. So try to find GSRTC, and using this GSRTC, you try to navigate to preceding siblings and following siblings. If you want to practice, you can use this Abibus website also to practice. Even this is also very helpful at the beginning stage. Or if you want to practice any e-commerce websites, that is even more better. At the beginning stage, if you want to practice, you can make use of this Abibus website also in locating the elements. You should be very familiar in locating the web elements. That is the first and most powerful thing that you should be familiar in Selenium automation. Okay. Okay. We'll meet in the next session. Thank you.